Hi there. In this lesson, we will looking at calculations involving simple interests and how we can use the formula for simple interests to do um, a number of calculations. Specifically, we will be looking at three different things. First is how to calculate the time required to earn a given amount of interest. So you know how much money you have and you know the interest rate and you want to work out how much you need to leave your money in the bank to get a certain amount of interest at the end of your investment period. The second one is how to calculate total repayment of a loan. Um, so basically, when you're getting out a loan, you got to return the principal that you borrowed, and also on top of that, you got to give some additional amount as interest. These two together make up your total repayment. And finally, how to calculate installments. So if you're not going to pay off the whole loan in one go, but over a certain length of time, then how much you're going to pay every month or every year or every week, depending on the nature of the problem. We illustrate this with a couple of examples. So example one, Carlos has $5,000. He invests his money in a bank that pays 6% interest per annum. How long will it take for him to earn $1,200 in interest? To solve that, the first step is to write your formula. I, interest, is equal to P, principal, times R, interest rate, times T, the time, or N, the time, doesn't matter. T or N both means time, both of them mean time. Identify the given information. So the steps we are following is that. So what they have given us? They have given us the principal, the money that we are investing or borrowing. In this case, we are investing, so it's $5,000. Then we got interest rate, which is 6%. And 6% we can divide 6 by 100 because percentage means out of 100 to get 0.06 as our rate. And interest, we know that we want to have $1,200 as our interest. Now we got all of this, we substitute that in the formulas. I is 1,200, so that's the formula. Here we write 1,200, then equals P, principal, which is 5,000, so 5,000. Remember there is times between them, so it is P times R times T. So we put back the times. Interest rate R was 6% or 0.06, we put it here. And time or the number of periods is N. I could have left as T, doesn't matter. Okay, now all we do is solve this equation. To solve this equation, the first step is to times these two numbers together. 5,000 times 0.06 gives us 300. So the equation can be rewritten as 1,200 equals to, these two together are 300 and times by N. And this equation, you need to how to solve it. You divide 1,200 by the coefficient of N, which is 300. So 1,200 divided by 300 gives us 4. So 4 years he needs to leave his money in the bank in order to earn an interest of $1,200. That is for calculating the length of the time we leave to We need to leave our money in the bank. The second question goes like that. Hannah takes a $12,000 loan from her local bank. The bank charges 5.5% interest per annum. Per annum means each year. She needs to repay the loan in 3 years. Find A, the amount of interest, B, the total repayment, C, her monthly installments or repayments. All right, again, our first step is to write the formula. I is equal to PRN. We don't know the interest, but we know all the rest. The principal is $12,000 times by the rate. Again, rate is 5.5%. You got to divide it by 100 to get to that number. Then the length of the time that is going to for the loan to be paid is 3 years. So she's keeping bank's money for 3 years. So you times it by 3. And if you times this together in your calculator, you will get 1,980. So the interest is 1,980. Part B is how much is the total repayment. So how much she's going to return is the loan itself, which is $12,000, plus the interest on top of that, which is 1,980. So total repayment is principal plus interest. So $12,000 plus $1,980, which becomes $13,980. That is how much her total repayment is. Part C is how much her monthly installments. So in other words, how much every month she is going to pay the bank in order to pay off the whole loan. So 3 years, because we are talking about monthly installments, we got to see how many months we have in 3 years. So 3 times 12 is 36. So you have 36 months in 3 years, and you need to return that much money. And in 36 months. So you split 13,980 into 36 months. That means divide. So 13,980 divided by 36 gives you $388.33 months. So every month she needs to pay that much for 3 years. So at the end of that 3 years, she will not owe the bank any money. Thank you for paying attention.